Well, if you thought it was toxic before, wait until somebody gets their primo account that they've been working on since high school banned because they said a naughty word in the voice chat. A voice chat, by the way, that's not supported by Riot Games, however, was recorded and reported to Riot Games. How about that? Check it out. New update to Riot Games Terms of Service gives League of Legends developer the right to respond to players' off-platform conduct with penalties in-game. And that means exactly what you think it does. If you don't want to get to the end of the video here, to the middle part, or even just a few minutes ahead, I'll cut to the chase. They're telling you that whatever you do on X, whatever you do on YouTube, whatever you do on Instagram, hell, whatever you could get up to on Club Penguin before they closed it down, could reflect on your League of Legends experience. And not just League of Legends, this is across all of the Riot platforms. They call it a Riot-wide ban. We'll get into it right now. Now, Spencer talks a bit about the blanket authoritarianism kind of taking over the internet, and he's right. It's an authoritarianism, by the way, not ism. It's a tism. Believe me. There's a disorder that causes people to want to do this to the internet. Because nobody benefits, by the way. I just want to make that clear. Nobody benefits from censoring the internet. Not a soul. Not even the corporations. Look what's happened with ad blockers. Corporations can't reach you. So now they have to do things like this to piss off a bunch of people in order to get attention on their properties. Because otherwise, you wouldn't know they're out there. Think about it. If you have an ad blocker on, when was the last time you got a movie trailer shown to you that you didn't click on to watch specifically? You didn't search out and find on your own or scroll by when you were on X, huh? How about that? That is a huge hurdle now for these corporations to get over, and they do dumb things like this in order to get their names in the paper. So you go, oh yeah, I remember League of Legends. Because they expect you to be an idiot, that you didn't leave it for a reason. Now you have all the reason to leave it, because if you don't, they'll make you leave. So as I said, Spencer talks about this. This was a detailed developer's post over here on a blog on the 26th. But the meat of this is right here, all right? And so basically the opener is, off-platform conduct and behavior connected to our IP is now subject to our terms of service. And so here's what the meat of it is. Our intention with this update is to help, our intention with this update is to help protect players from harmful behaviors they can experience across the various places that touch their gaming experience. This update applies very specifically and only to content where Riot Games are the background of the content produced. Though we aren't going to proactively monitor everything that happens across social media, it is now within our rights to issue penalties in-game when that content is brought to our attention. As an example, if a creator uses hateful slurs about an opposing player or a teammate on their stream, but not in the game over chat or voice comms, we can still issue a penalty, as if that behavior occurred in the game. TLDR, if you say or do things that break the terms of service while broadcasting or creating content with our games, we can restrict access to your Riot accounts and suspend your partner privileges if you are part of our partner program. Wow. And so, that really we should stop right there and just kind of take a look at that whole mess, okay? So, to be clear, as they explained it in the TLDR, no matter what you're doing, where it is, if somebody else reports it to them, you're in deep doo-doo, okay? Now, it has been speculated that this can extend to fan art, that this can extend to fan comics, that this can extend to things that whatever Riot feels is not appropriate for their IPs to be involved in, they could just take your account away from you, provided they can find a link between the two, okay? So consider for a minute, anything you do with Riot Games is now going to get you banned, okay? I don't care who you are. You're going to have a moment when you lose your cool, and bam. And you can't tell me that a Twitch streamer, VTuber, YouTube streamer, a Rumble guy, even that weird Johnny Somali Kick website, none of that, right? You can't tell me that there isn't one guy out there that's like, gotcha, I got you now. You can't tell me there's not that guy out there. And that's exactly what's going to happen. You've now birthed a whole platoon, an army, an empire of hall monitors that are going to take down notes and record everything, screenshot it all. Someone in this streamer's chat said this. Well, guess what? Somehow you're going to be made responsible because an N-word tower showed up in your chat during your partner stream with Riot. And there goes your partnership. There goes your account. It's that easy. It can happen that easy. I've seen people lose their Ubisoft sponsorship because another person participating on stream with them, participating during their partnership stream. So this other person was on their team. This is Terrorizer and Wildcat. You may remember this. And so what happened was they were playing one of the Rainbow Six games, and they were outdoors, and Wildcat scored a kill. And because he was in the same Discord chat, voice chat, as Terrorizer, who was on a sponsored stream, when Wildcat said, "Suck my dick!" All right, that went through into Terrorizer's sponsored stream, and end of his partnership. Done forever. Dunzo. Gone. Never happening again. You think Riot's going to be any more merciful? You think Riot's going to draw back and be like, oh, no, you can't control what the other guys on the team are doing? So what this means is that even if you're not a Riot partner now, what this means is if you're streaming a game and you have someone else in your voice group, right? If you're streaming with someone else, you're playing a game of League or Valorant and you're in a voice chat rather than using the in-game voice chat, and somebody says something colorful, well, guess what? Your account goes bye-bye, and whoever else's account that is goes bye-bye too, because now they have both of you participating in what they consider not what they want involved with their TOS, all right? So let's go down and see what was kind of noticeable about this. And it says, notably, though the update only specifically mentions that this new penalty potentially applies to content about Riot games, including League of Legends, Legends of Runeterra, Valorant, and the upcoming fighting game 2XKO, it is currently assumed that it is also in effect for any and all content related to Riot Games' wider catalog of media, such as the Netflix series Arcane or the various albums released by the in-game bands Pentakill and KDA, okay? So again, like I said, your fan art, even, let's say you go out and you do like an AI-generated song that is about the Riot Games characters. You're not even ripping off their tunes and remixing it with the AI. You're making a whole new AI song with your own lyrics about their characters. Boom. You can lose your Riot account for that if they don't like what it chucks out. It's amazing. It's amazing. This is how corporations want to control things, you see, because then you can't, the media that they're putting out is tamper-proof then, or they think anyway, all right? Like I said, you think it's toxic now, wait until one of these guys that's dedicated his life to Valorant for the past 5 years and is super ranked and has been participating at these esports events says something a little, I don't know, not so friendly over the voice chat in his own Discord group. And one of those people there catches that, records it, reports it to Riot. You think that kid's going to take it well? You think that fella's going to sit down and be like, well, you got me. In the heat of the moment, I shouldn't have said that to nobody nowhere, but in 5 people worth of a group chat in Discord. You bet. 5 people in a voice chat. And that can ruin you now. Okay? They said they're not talking about just where you're just out in public on this stuff. Wherever they find you doing bad things with their content, you're done. It's over. I don't know about you, but I think it's time to play a different game. I don't know why people get all up about Among Us. It's got plenty of different modes, and guess what? Inner Sloth isn't banning you for saying silly things. You're kind of encouraged to say silly things. They have a censor bar, so that way you can't type out silly things. You kind of know what silly things you're not allowed to be silly about. Okay? I just don't understand why a multi-billion-dollar corporation can't make this work for them too. Why they have to go out and now say, well, we're going to make sure that whatever gets reported to us is responded to with extreme prejudice. It is upon the accused to prove their innocence. And again, because it's not a legal situation, it's simply someone kicking you out of their restaurant because they don't like what you have to say, even though you said it in your own home, not at their restaurant. That's how that works now. So I pity you guys that put a bunch of time into this. I looked at League of Legends, I looked at Valorant, and I looked at the 2X KO game that was coming out there, and it just, I don't know. I guess I'm just not into the aesthetic that Riot puts out. I don't know. The Arcane shows the same thing for me. Jinx was only interesting to me because she was like a Harley Quinn ripoff, and then when the show came out and they took that insanity away from her and gave it a reason, eh, boring. I don't like it. It's one of those things where, like, I'm not trying to say that I'm smarter than anybody else. Don't get me wrong. I'm definitely not. But I'm just trying to say, like, I never felt a desire to be part of the Riot universe, if you will. And I feel bad for people who did. Legitimately, I do feel bad for you guys that went out there and got committed to this, because if you want to keep on and honor what the dedication you've put into this so far has rendered you, you're stuck, buddy. You're stuck. You now have to be so careful with what you do and say that, you know, you're bound to get banned. I wouldn't be a bit surprised if they have to open up a whole new department that just processes ban appeals. Because that's what it's going to lead to. Like I said, hall monitors will nail you down no matter where you are. And you're going to have to prove to Riot that, that had nothing to do with you. I was talking about ducks. You know, and it was all taken out of context. We were talking about ducks. You know, and that's eventually that's what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to, you know, make it. And then again, someone will make a new account. You piss off these guys that have been at it for a while. They'll go get a whole new rig, whole new IP address. They'll spoof their neighbors if they have to. They'll get back in there and they will raise holy hell inside of that game environment for as long as they can till they get banned again, which will amp them up even harder to cause more chaos. This solves nothing. It only increases the odds that something worse than what these ban evasions are alluding to can happen. Okay? I'm not saying gamers are unstable, but when you take something away from somebody that they've worked very hard on for very superficial reasons, like somebody somewhere at some point in history would have been offended by you saying that word in a group of 5 people in a Discord chat, we're going to have to ban you. Yeah, that usually doesn't, like, make, you know, rainbows and sunshine appear in somebody's head. There's usually a lot of rain clouds and thunder. But so what's going to happen is that they're admitting here that some of their updates require creators to rethink their existing content strategy. And they're giving creators until January 3rd to shape up or ship out. All right? So let me just explain this, okay? A corporation that you pay money to, okay? Granted that you might be a free-to-play player, but let's say because you're committed, you're definitely spending money on skins and things like that. If you care enough about this, right? You're definitely spending money on skins. You're definitely spending money on the little trinkety thingies, and you care. You care about it, okay? I'm not looking down on you. I'm trying to explain that this corporation that you pay money to is now telling you that you can't say what you say, or they're going to take all that away from you, no refund. Doesn't matter what language you say it in, they'll find a way to nail you to the wall for it. And it doesn't matter what you say, because as we've seen by these meatheads out there that we've got running all of this, I say meat is in the sense there's just hamburger up there, nothing else. Or that near hamburger stuff they make out of corn with a Q. But, you know, that's what you're dealing with. And on the daily, they're finding new things to be mad about. They're inventing new terminologies about things that just simply don't affect anybody that has any, like, purpose in their life. All right? If you have a 9-to-5 job, if you have a family, if you have a passion, if you have a hobby, most of the things that'll get you banned from Riot Games, period, for now, don't affect you and you don't care about at all. But that's where we're at now. You've got these HR danger hair feminists that are going around and saying, look at all these people saying all these naughty things. And they're saying these naughty things near your precious IP. And that could cause the price to go down and then the investors will go away. And that's what they do to these companies. And the boomers running the company go, oh no, not the investors. And here we are. And it's going to keep repeating until we finally break the cycle of these idiots having this kind of power. And it takes turning your back on these corporations. It takes you saying to Riot, I'm going to go play Among Us. I'm going to go play Minecraft. I'm going to go play something that is so notorious for not screwing with its player base on a band level, all right? On an enjoyment level, at least. I'm going to go play something to send a message to you that I want to experience with other players, an environment where I'm free to do, provided I'm not telling people to check out of the server early. Okay? You know what I mean. I just can't say it on YouTube. And I think that's the limit. Racial slurs are a really strange thing because, as we saw with Johnny Somali, if someone's speaking Korean, just introducing themselves involves a couple of racial slurs here that would turn some heads in America, okay? So, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? You're going to go around and be like, hey, which language did you say that in? What are you saying in that language? We're going to ban you. You see how quickly this spirals out of control? All of a sudden, people just saying hello get banned because their language sounds like somebody else's language, but that side's bad. But these people love this. This is how they find use for themselves in the world. Rather than finding a job, building a family, finding a hobby, they busy themselves making sure that you and I, that are just minding our own business, trying to enjoy escapism, have things that just don't exist outside of terminally online people's minds rammed down our throats 24/7. So send a message to Riot, play something else. Hashtag play something else. Just do it. Why not? What's it going to hurt you to take a week and say, nah, Riot, I'm done. I'm not going to play with you. And hold yourself to that for 5 days. Can you imagine if, say, 15 million players just took a week off from League of Legends, from Valorant? That would turn some heads, especially if they said, I'm taking a break because I'm going to go play something else. How about that? Consider it. You'll have to let me know down in the comments below what you think. I don't want to cause havoc for these people because that's what they want, because they're going to use that to fuel what they're up to. So please don't go out and seek these people out and cause more chaos. Feel free to say what you want to say here in the comments section. If YouTube allows it, I'll make sure that it gets posted. I can't do links. I can't do hashtags. So please just type it out, okay? But if you want to say what you're going to say it here. Provided YouTube allows it, it'll be there. I'll do my best to make sure that the comments get approved, provided that they're YouTube friendly, that YouTube even lets me approve them, okay? So let me know down in the comments what you think about this. And as always, guys, as always, good luck out there.